Good morning and welcome to CSL Tacoma, both those of you here in person and those online. Good morning. Our musicians today are Benny Yangco and our music director Pete Beresford on percussion. Our special guest musicians ChristineEss Young and Christina Brewer. Our audio-visual team up in the booth is Erik Perrohe and Ronald Edens. Our practitioners today are Angelina O'Connor on platform and Ona Chambers holding High Watch or Consciousness in the back. Thanks to our greeters, Susie and Mary, who met you with a smile as you came into the door, and Ken, too. What about Ken? And also to Kathy Jarlov, Tracy Halleck, George, and an eager group of volunteers for putting on the potluck today. They're downstairs busily working away. We also have host signups for Food for the Soul going on again today. And we've got a table downstairs where you can get more information. There is a host sign-up sheet in your program. It's got a little bit of information on one side. The idea is that you throw parties, you decide how many people can come, we auction off the slots at those parties, then we all have fun throughout the summer. And we make a little money and we have a lot of fun hanging out together. There's some great ideas that have bubbled up already, art classes, cooking classes, pizza party with beautiful artwork, a couple afternoon teas, some competing bread making classes. So the rivalry continues. So think about what you'd like to do and come downstairs during the potluck and sign up. We need to start filling up the calendar. Oh, we're no judgment. Oh, if you, but though, you know, yeah, if you get a spot, you could, yeah. You may have to fight other people for that. Please see your program announcements for, oh, wait, let's clap for everybody who volunteers today. Yes. Before we do that. Oh, I'm Suebob Davis. Thank you, ladies. Please see your program for more important information about all the fantastic things that are happening. And as for folks joining us online, visit our website, csltacoma.org, and explore under the heading What We're Up to. Practitioners will be in the little room at the back after service holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you have a need for prayer. If you're new today and comfortable raising your hand, please do so we can say hello and give you a welcome packet. We also invite you to join us after service downstairs for the potluck and coffee. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We awaken and embody an understanding of oneness with Source and all of life. We're committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence in our community and on the planet. Our vision is to create a world that's thriving in harmony. Your presence makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome here. And now it's time for the minister's moment with Reverend Drew Ebersole.
Great, thank you. That's good. Good morning. All right. Well, Suebob's also on the board. She's amazing. And really consider if you want to host an event for this Food for the Soul thing. It's so, when it gets rolling, it's going to be a summer-long party. And you want to go to places and see things and have new experiences. So I know we'll be hosting one, several of you. Who's considering hosting? Can you raise your hands? Awesome. That's great. So this is good. Downstairs we can sign up and see what's out there, and then we'll start auctioning off the events itself. I think it's going to be a brand new, totally great way to connect and build community. So let's do it. Thank you, Suebob. Well done. So we now have some class recognition. We've been handing out certificates privately. We're going to start doing it more publicly so people can see who's taking classes. And classes are really critical to your personal spiritual evolution. Because what they do is they intellectually support what you're feeling on a visceral level here. This is very real and very authentic stuff. So what you're experiencing here is a sense of genuine, authentic love and acceptance. And in fact, before we do the classes, let's take a second. Remember, we have a system here. If you wave to someone, it means I prefer not to make physical contact, perfectly acceptable. If you extend one hand or high five, that's good enough. Both hands means a hug, and you have to go to the lowest common denominator. I mean, if you hug and someone waves, got to wave, got to respect what they want. But it's a way for us to connect. So if we have a second, let's realize how important it is for us to stay united. I mean, I've seen people all over fighting for what they believe in, and the core of that is the unification of our presence and our personages together in community. So take a second, greet those around you, and say, we're in this together. I'll introduce you in a second here. All right, let's come back. Let's come back. Hey, Matthew. Let's come back. Let's come back. A little bit, but it's great. Let's come back. Let's come back. Let's come back. Let's come back. All right. Now, everybody take a deep breath in right now. Breathe it in. Let it out. See, notice where your brain and your heart are right now. Notice how elevated they are. Notice how alive you feel. That's the power of realizing that connection, that joy, that fierceness of compassion and caring, that loyalty to our human race and caring for each other is alive and present in you all the time. And all you have to do is just awaken to that. And how we do that is connecting and caring and being present with whatever you're feeling. It doesn't mean you have to always feel joy. You might feel very sad. You might feel very scared at times. But if we breathe and connect to that and connect with others within that, now we're building something strong and indelible, which is remembering that we're all one together. So good on you. Well done. In fact, raise your right hand, pat yourself on the back, and say, good job, me. Well done. Absolutely. So Leslie Willis is our Director of Operations. She's a fabulous human being. She does amazing work all the time. And she's going to take a second, and we're going to do some class recognition pieces. And then I'll have ChristineEssa come up and talk for a second about some of the people that just went through her class that she did online through Genesis. So we're cross-pollinating classes a little bit. So Leslie, take it away.
Thank you. If you haven't taken a class, I really encourage you. These are great ways to learn more about our practices and principles and learn some great tools to get you through life. So it's really an honor to just go through these people. A lot of our classes are on Zoom, and so we have people from different places who join us. So I'm going to start. Gloria Martin, Diane Shaughnessy, Jessica Smith, Flossie Jordan, Linda Bullock, Dottie Hansen, two of them, Andrea, I can give that to Pete, Jack Stevens, and Tony, come up and get your certificate. Beth Jeans, I don't think she's here. Ken Shalleck? Here. Linda Smith. Suzanne Frazier, she's not here. She is? Oh, she snuck in, yay. Stacia Jones. Ty Minkler. Mary Steenson. Vi-
Oh, these are all her?
Vicky Simones. Suebob Davis. David Hicks.
David!
He's a prolific class taker. And Marge Pearson.
I feel like I'm playing poker. He's got a whole hand of them.
Thank you. Well done, everyone. Bravo.
And ChristineEssa is going to announce her recent graduates of her class. Come on up.
So the Tacoma CSL and Genesis CSL have thought, wouldn't it be fun if we do things together in bigger community? So we had several people take a class that I offered a few months ago called The Mystical Path. And it was such a beautiful journey for all of us to just really come into that deepened space where we're really discovering who we are and our relationship to life, the universe, on a deeper level. From wherever we were at, we just took it deeper. And it's so great because even weeks after I've been connecting with people that were in the class, and it's still activating, it's still deepening. So these classes are really a profound opportunity to just expand your life and create even greater ease and joy than you're already experiencing. We had several people from the Tacoma community take part in this class that have completed this class, and I just want to honor those. So Beth Jeans did that, and Jan Robinson, and also our own Ken Shalik all completed that. So let's give them a round of applause for their hard work.
Now, ChristineEssa is a practitioner, and practitioners are people that concentrate on studying for several years to become able to help lead things like affirmative treatment. And what that means is that it's just a way of focusing your mind on seeing what you want and moving toward it. Simple. And Angelina is one of our newest practitioners. She's joined us from another center, and we're pleased to have her. But will all the practitioners please just stand up for a second and see so people can see who you guys are? That's wonderful. Now, we do that because you should feel free that after the service in the prayer room, that's what's called the prayer room, but it's a center of ability to connect on what you're feeling, whether you want to see, healing, moving towards something. I know Matthew is also a practitioner, and he's also a minister, so please seek him out as well. He's amazing. Matthew can wave to everyone for a second. That's great. That's wonderful. So what this is all about is, this is the cool part of this movement, is that you get to be the author of your own spiritual journey. You hold the pen firmly in your hand, and you can write out what you want and creating what you want. I see Ken's hand in the back. Ken, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'd like to mention some breaking news and talk about the education program.
Oh, come on up, Ken. Come and do it at the podium. Because I can hear Ronald saying, make sure he talks in the microphone. All right, I got to hear that. That's good. Please share it.
I'm actually loud enough to talk without a microphone. Like my wife,
Absolutely.
I know. My wife will tell me that, to shut the door if I'm in the middle of a class because I'm so loud. So, welcome everybody. I want to talk a little bit about the education program. Somehow I've gotten myself on the education committee. I kind of forced myself on it, I think. But I want to talk a little bit about classes. Again, is like I'm hoping to go on the practitioner class track, and I'm going to be taking advanced consciousness starting this fall. Taking classes is important. I've been back here about 2.5 years, and I'm actually, after I finish Essential Learners Homes, I only have one more class to get all my prerequisites in. What I have found, especially in today's world, these classes make a difference. What the deepening of knowing the oneness that we all reside in, and that how basically we all want the same things, and that when you see things out in the world, it's more because we don't remember who we are. We don't remember who the oneness is. And what I find by taking these classes, it's helping me breathe a little bit deeper a little bit better and understand everything that's going on. It really talks about the principles of who we are, what we do, and why we're here. You know, so I invite everyone to take one because it really will help you deepen. And as I said, it's helped me take a little bit of deep breath as we face the challenges that we're going through today. The breaking news that I have is we've been doing Zoom classes pretty much ever since COVID. Starting on May 4th, we're going to have an in-person class here after service. And it's going to be facilitated by Reverend Francis Lorenz, who was a minister here for 25 years before Drew. And she's going to be teaching a foundations class. It's going to be on Sundays for 10 weeks between 1 and 4. And she's going to include the 10 core principles of CSL on the science of mind, along with the foundations class. And she's a wealth of knowledge. She knows this inside and out, and she's a force to be reckoned with. So especially if you're new, I think this is an incredible class to take by an incredible person, and it's here at the center. Additionally, we're going to, Susan Blake, our own Susan Blake, is going to be starting a Sunday morning class before service in the middle of June. We're still, it's going to be run from like 8 to 10. We're still working on the particulars of what class and what it's going to be, but we are going to be starting to offer in-house courses starting next month. So.
So there's 2 in-live classes. You can do a breakfast club or a lunch club, whatever you want. So that's wonderful. Thank you. We're going to do a little gratitudes. Gratitudes are in your program. They're little slips. Write on them, and we read them every Sunday. I want to start off with a gratitude. We all do some sacred service. First of all, Lisa Falk did the steps, and Rob did the steps in the front to power wash them. And I really want to thank them both for doing that. So if you guys can stand up and get recognized. Well done, well done. Also, Sharon and Marge are part of our Compassionate or Community Care Connections team. And Lucas had an episode, as you know. He's back home and feeling better thanks to prayer. But his home was a mess after his episode. There was lots of, without getting too graphic, a lot of blood to clean up. And Sharon and Marge pitched in, rolled up their sleeves, put on their gloves, and cleaned out that house for several hours. And I think they deserve special recognition for that duty. Can you guys stand up real quick? Just go ahead. Stand up real quick, just so people see you. So what that's emblematic of is the kind of authentic care this community gives to one another. The kind of ways that we surround each other with genuine love and ability to help. So let us know what's going on in your life, because we're here together. We're not just window dressing for spirituality. We're the real deal. We're deep and rich and here for you. So I just want you to know that, and that's emblematic of exactly what that is. All right, here are the gratitudes. Volunteer opportunities, fun fellowship with a purpose. I didn't write these. Great friends and celebrating my birthday with love. Newfound confidence, new opportunities, and healthy boundaries. That's a great one. A good breakfast with friends and the opportunity to learn and grow. Dry weather and sunshine. New friends who I get to play golf with. Reverend Drew and the entire practitioner corps for their love, light, and joy. New friends, spiritual support, safety, and sobriety. My CSL family and the amazing member breakfast. That was really great. Ty, Roger, you guys did great. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. The healing and grounding I receive from you all. My CSL family, being able to be of service in so many ways to give back what you give to me so freely. My hubby's medicine, Medicare premium being approved. Thank God. The love and lyricism of our music. Well done. Right? All the energy of love and abundance. My breath and the pause between thoughts. The bounty of nature. Earthworms. The recognition of being one with it all. And being part of such an accepting community. I feel seen, heard, and included. Bravo. Okay, now we're going to roll with the show. Linda Potter is a practitioner as well and is an accomplished speaker. I'm going to introduce her now so she can come right after the songs. She's going to be talking about some amazing things. She has amazing powers of wisdom and understanding, so look for the depth of wisdom with her. She's also going to be teaching a class called A Shortcut to a Miracle. It's on April 15th. It's a Zoom from 6:30 to 8:30, and it is wonderful for understanding how you can create miracles, not just have them happen to you, but have them happen through you. And that's what this whole thing is about. So in a second, you're going to get to hear from the wonderful Linda Potter. And right now, we have some beautiful music with you with Christine, ChristineEssa, and Pete.
So this song was born from this very room. It was handed to me in what I call a God download, and it was written in about 5 minutes as the result of the sermon that was given. And I walked over and I went to Terry, who, bless his soul, we miss him a lot. Went over to him and I said, I'm going to pull a fast one on you guys, so hold on just a minute. And I went to him and I said, I just wrote a song. I need you to find me. And he found me, and then this is what happened.
Your eyes have been covered for far too long, so open them up and see. You've let your sorrow steal your song. You're walking in misery. You've given your power to everyone else. You're tired and worn to the bone. You dream of the day when you can be free, but all you do is groan. Just remember, wherever you go, this journey is yours to make. Name it, claim it, call it out, and then you can create. So let me blow your mind. Let me help you see, baby, you create your reality. So let me blow your mind. Let me help you see, baby, you create your reality. So name it, claim it, call it out. Baby, don't be afraid. Today is your moment to create your change. Stretch to the far dimensions, as far as the mind can go. Every day a new journey, and through which you can grow. You can choose to stay right where you are. It really is yours to choose. You can choose to sing your song of joy, or choose to sing the blues. Just remember, wherever you go, this journey is yours to make. So name it, claim it, call it out, and then you can create. So let me blow your mind. Let me help you see, baby, you create your reality. So let me blow your mind. Let me help you see, baby, you create
morning, everyone. This is my first time being on platform in this center, and I'm very excited to be here. So, thank you. So I have a reading, but I forgot my glasses, so I got a pair from Leslie. So, thank you, Leslie. All right. So this is from someone who was in the yoga lineage that I studied for many years. His name was Swami Kripalu. My beloved child, break your heart no longer. Each time you judge yourself, you break your own heart. You stop feeding on the love, which is the wellspring of your vitality. The time has come, your time, to live, to celebrate and see the goodness that you are. You, my child, are divine. You are pure, and you are sublimely free. You are God in disguise. And you are always perfectly safe. Do not fight the dark. Just turn on the light. Let go and breathe into the goodness that you are. And with that, let's take a breath together. Feeling your feet grounding down. And that grounding allows your spine and your beingness to rise. And from this place within myself, I feel that connection, the presence of that source that has created everything. That is the power and love and the wisdom and the joy. That unconditional love streams in and through and around everything. Nothing is outside of that. Everything is held in the arms of that love. So that is true for me, and I feel that vibrating within my very being. It's alive. It's power. That is the power. That love is the power. And that is also true for everyone present in this room, everyone present online, and all of creation are part of that power that lifts us like the eagle flying overhead, like the flowers rising up from the soil, showing off their riotous colors. It is everything in the baby's smile. And all present are that as well. That everything you do, everything you say, everything you are is that love. So speak that love. Speak that truth of who you all are. That heart open, that's love beating inside. Blood moving in your body, that is love. Your smile, your presence, all love. And I am grateful to know this truth, and I'm grateful to be present to speak that truth, because that fills me and fills all. And from this place, I release it. I release it into that divine mind, into the arms of God, to hold dearly, eternally, and forever. And with that, I say, and so it is.
This is a beautiful song written by Faith Rivera, who is from the CSLs and Unities. I think she goes to both in Hawaii. this universe. The ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have aligned with me in the sky. I am honored by all life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of the grass, every shaking leaf on the tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God moving through me. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath, all of life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn. Give a kiss to Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace to flow. Oh, I honor all of life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. To every blade of grass, to every shaking leaf on the tree, every mountain top, I sing of the glory of God moving through all. Moving as me, moving as you, moving as all, moving.
So lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today I'm going to talk to you about a class. This seems to be the theme today is classes, so it seems like I'm here on the perfect Sunday. The class is Shortcut to a Miracle, and I'm teaching that through this community, CSL Tacoma, starting on Zoom on April 15th, Tax Day, just what everybody wants to do, right? Start a class on Tax Day. Drew suggested that it might be fun to give you a bit of a teaser as to what we might expect during the class, so prepare to be teased, all right? Now, the class is based on the best-selling book of the same name written by Michael Rand and Elizabeth Rand Erik. They're both of whom are religious science ministers. And I've had a chance to connect with Elizabeth in particular. Michael passed away a few years ago, but Elizabeth is still around. She's 92 years old. Unbelievable. She's actually sat in on a couple of my classes. But a bit of background. The authors wrote the book with the intention of demonstrating how marrying quantum physics and spirituality can provide a bold new perspective
about how and why science of mind principles actually work. So it was a whole new way of looking at the material that we study in the Science of Mind text. Now, I've actually gotten to, like I said, gotten to know Elizabeth a little well, and one of the things that she shared with me, which I found fascinating, is her brother-in-law, Anthony Erik, is a world-renowned physicist. And in fact, there was a documentary done about him called Portrait a few years ago. But she checked with him and was actually somewhat inspired by him to put this book together. So she said, everything that's quantum in this book has absolutely been verified by Anthony. So I wanted to make sure that I got it absolutely right. So what is Shortcut to a Miracle class? What's it going to be? What can you expect? Well, I always tell people what you can expect is to manifest a miracle. Believe me, I've witnessed miracle after miracle after miracle. This is probably my 14th go at this class. And the reason I keep teaching this, I turn down other classes and keep teaching this, is because I love to be a part of what happens during this class. I'm inspired by what happens. I'm amazed by what happens. People manifest miracles right and left. Lives change. And to be a part of that is the most gratifying and fulfilling experience for me, and it tells me why I like to be a teacher. Now, the most common definition of a miracle is an extraordinary event involving divine intervention in human affairs, right? So we tend to look at miracles from the perspective of it being in the purview of God, of the divine, right? This is all about God. And very importantly, we must remain humble. They're very, very rare occurrences that God allows us to have a miracle in our life, right? But what if that isn't true? You know, what if miracles are actually everyday occurrences? A natural outpicturing of infinite possibility. What if they're right here in front of us, just waiting for us to claim them? Okay, so that's a nice idea, but if that were true, why aren't we all manifesting amazing miracles on a regular basis? What is it that we don't know? What is the secret formula to create miracles on a regular basis? Okay, back to shortcut. Is there really a shortcut to creating the life of our dreams? Yes. And does this class let us in on that information? You bet it does. Absolutely yes. So let's just start with some of what we already know through our studies of religious science. We learn in religious science, what's the first thing we learn? Thoughts create, right? Change your thinking, change your life. Wayne Dyer made a lot of money off that book. Change your thinking, change your life. Well, although it's true that thoughts create, it may not be entirely true that simply by changing our thinking we can change our lives. That may not be enough. That's a bit of a stretch. If that were true, all of those affirmations that you put on sticky notes and put all around your house would have opened up the world of riches for you by this point in your life, right? The truth is that our thinking is only the first step, only the beginning. Just repeatedly affirming, I am rich, isn't going to win you the lottery. I'm sorry, I wish I could tell you it would. No matter how many times a day you say it, no matter how many sticky notes you post that say, I am rich on it around your house. You know, do you remember the Secret movie? Were people into that? Yeah, the early 2000s. And the book actually was written around that same time, during that big, the secret of how to be rich, how to be wonderful, how to have miracles. These books all came out at the same time. And Shortcut was actually one of the books that came out. But I specifically remember the Secret book and the Secret movie in the early 2000s. It sort of started sort of an affirmation craze. And they basically were telling you that you can affirm your way into prosperity, into health, into wonderful relationships, into new jobs. And there was even a place in the movie, I remember, where they talked about taping a fake $1 million bill to your ceiling, so you saw it every night before you went to bed, and then you affirmed wealth, and wealth would come to you. Did anybody here do that? Sadly, I knew a few people who did. It didn't work. I don't know anybody for whom that worked. Because the real secret that movie didn't talk about, the real secret that we rarely even talk about in Science of Mind either, is that although changing our thoughts is important, manifesting magic is grounded in the understanding that creating our best life through our thoughts and dreams and actually manifesting that life are two completely different processes. They're two completely different processes. Creating is the process of calling forth through our thoughts what's possible, and certainly affirmations can help you with that, right? But manifesting is about learning how to magnetize those possibilities into our reality, right? I'm sure you've all seen comic strips, right? You see the character's face and you see this little bubble above the person's head. It's a thought. And there may be one thought or two thoughts or three thoughts. Well, I like to look at it that way. Thoughts, when we have these ideas, the things we want to create in our lives, we have these little bubbles above our head. But we can tend to accumulate hundreds and thousands of bubbles because we don't quite know how to puncture the bubble and make it come into our reality. That's what we need to figure out, is how to puncture the bubble. The thoughts are only the beginning. But in order to manifest what's in those bubbles, we have to learn how to pop them and make them become a part of our reality. So how do you do that? Is there a process, a formula, an equation for that? I'm so glad you asked. When I started teaching Shortcut to a Miracle, back in, I think it was the 2010s, right? I decided to take all the material. I'm kind of a math nerd. I love equations. I wish you'd like at the top of my class in algebra. I know, don't hate me. I loved that stuff. I decided to take all the material, all the components involved in manifesting that were talked about in the book Shortcut to a Miracle, and condense them down into a workable equation, formula, process, recipe, whatever word works for you, something that illustrates exactly how manifesting works, and bring that into the class experience. And the result of that was the magical miracle-making manifestation process. And I've shared this formula with you guys about a year ago when I was here, but I'm going to reintroduce it because it's the key element in the class. The whole class is built around this. It's not actually in the book, but I had Elizabeth's blessings. In fact, I have to be honest, she looked at the formula and she goes, if I could rewrite this book, I would put this formula in there. She says, this is something that it makes it so much more accessible for people. So I was pretty darn proud of that. And that started our relationship. But anyway, I'm going to introduce you to the formula again today, partly because I don't expect you to remember it from a year ago, and partly because it's evolved a little bit over the last year. Now, last summer, I decided I wanted to create an advanced Shortcut to a Miracle class. I mean, I've taught this class so many times, and at the end of the class, I typically get people to come up and go, okay, now what? You know, what's the next class? And I go, well, there's only one, you know. And they go, well, we'd like to continue this journey. So finally, last summer, I sat down and thought, I'm going to create a class 2 for all of those people who wanted to continue this miracle-making process. So I did a lot of journaling, I did a lot of meditation, and in the process of putting together that follow-up class, I realized that I needed to modify the formula a little bit. So the formula is kind of an ever-evolving process. And I will explain why I changed, what I changed, and why I changed it. But I want, at this point, we can put up the current evolved version of the formula up on the screen if we might. Oh, look at that. That was immediate. Wow. Okay, it looks a little bit complicated first. F1 plus E to the third power plus B, all multiplied by G to the power of UF equals manifestation. Deep breath, it's not that hard. What it is it's focused intention plus emotion to the third power. Emotion meaning expanded, elevated, enhanced emotion. Emotion on steroids, basically. Plus belief, and belief is different than faith, and I'll talk about that in a minute, all multiplied by gratitude to the power of unyielding faith. Gratitude on steroids, I like that term. Gratitude on steroids. Okay, let's break this down one element at a time. It's relatively simple. Change begins with focused intention. This is thoughts. thoughts that are very, very focused and clear. This is about more than, just a passing wish that's reinforced with a sticky note on the bathroom mirror. It's about condensing down to its very essence what it is we wish to experience in our life. What is that thought that we really want to turn into an intention? It's about being both committed to becoming clear and about what we desire, and also being clearly committed to the process of bringing that desire into manifestation. Now, this requires a certain amount of self-discipline. It's not that easy. It's kind of like staying on a mental, spiritual budget to some extent. Focusing on what you want, not allowing distractions to pull you off course. You can't be tempted by those metaphorical, Amazon spring specials that come up at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're really weak and vulnerable. However, if you purchase those things through Amazon, they have a really liberal return policy. The universe, not so much. You're stuck with what it is you've decided to manifest. And as a result, you waste a lot of energy on things that you neither need nor really even want when it comes right down to it. Okay, step 2, E3. Ramp up the power of your intention by elevating, expanding, enhancing your emotions. Ernest Holmes calls this the fire within. He says when you do affirmative prayer, you access the fire within, the passion. That's what really energizes affirmative prayer. If you remember nothing else from this talk, remember this. Thoughts create, but feelings set the manifestation process in motion. The key is feelings. Put that on a sticky note and adhere it to your bathroom mirror, and your life will change. Thoughts create, but feelings set the manifestation process in motion. So you marry that committed thought with a corresponding amplified emotion, and you're more than halfway there to manifesting, right? If you want to manifest a new job that is in better alignment with your purpose and passion, then every time you think about that new job, feel excited, happy, fulfilled, prospered, whatever it may be, loved, committed, all those feelings that come up, allow the feelings to inform the thought. It's not just the thought, it's the feelings that go on along with them. I've taken a lot of, I'm determined to do this. I've taken a lot of classes with Joe Dispenza. I love Joe Dispenza. It turns out we have a family connection, which I didn't know early on, but we do. Anyway, I've gotten to know Joe really well. And he always talks about feel the way something is. You have to feel it. Well, I was in the ladies' restroom during a break, and people were talking, kind of in the restroom, and they were going, do you get this feel stuff? And the girls are going, nah, we don't get it. We just kind of go along with it. We nod a lot. When he says feel it, we go, okay, fine, we're feeling it. We don't. And I thought, is this so hard to feel what it is life would be like if you had the life of your dreams? Is it really that hard? See, my background is in theater. Now, to me, acting is not a big deal. I just assumed everybody could do this. Well, I quickly figured out that a lot of people can't get there. And so one of the things we use in the class actually is some acting as if exercises. I teach you a little acting for manifestors, I call it. Give you some tips on how to access those feelings that really will amplify your ability to manifest that which you wish to experience. Step 3, believe piece. Now, this was actually something that Elizabeth insisted I put into the equation, and I 100% agreed with it. Expect the miracle. Believe, know with absolute certainty that you not only deserve what you want to manifest, but it is beyond the shadow of a doubt possible. Believe in this context is to believe in yourself. Absolute conviction. You not only have to believe that God's got this, but that you have got this. This is where belief is different than faith. You have to believe in your ability to manifest your good, that you're deserving, and that nothing is beyond your reach. Okay, now you take all of that, the focused intention, the expanding, enhanced, elevated emotion, the unwavering belief, and you multiply it by an attitude of gratitude to the power of unyielding faith. It's so interesting that you do a little gratitude exercise here because this is absolutely perfect for this talk today. Gratitude empowered by unyielding faith says that God can take it from here. Gratitude is the new peace. This is the peace I've never had in the equation. I somehow kind of thought it was implied. Well, of course you're grateful. I mean, everybody's grateful. No, I don't. It's not necessarily implied. There's a reason why Ernest Holmes put it as a step in the 5-step affirmative prayer. Gratitude isn't that automatic, okay? I realized not everyone really knew how to access gratitude, so I wanted to bring gratitude front and center. And there's a reason why. Gratitude step precedes the let go, let God final release step in affirmative prayer, right? So what Holmes is telling us is that you can't release a prayer into the one mind. You can't move to a place of faith until you feel grateful. You're not ready to let go until your heart is bursting with gratitude and excitement. You're not done until you are so excited and grateful to God that you cannot imagine any other outcome but that perfect one. So what are we talking about then when we say gratitude from a spiritual perspective or in this context? I want to spend a little time talking about the difference between easy gratitude and true spiritual gratitude, the kind that we're referring to in this equation. You know, we all say, oh, sure, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. You know, it's easy gratitude, right? Gratitude became something of a trendy sort of thing several years ago. Remember Oprah Winfrey with her gratitude journals? Everybody was doing gratitude journals for a while, and I think gratitude journals were a part of every single class that I was part of or taught or took. And it was a good thing. There was nothing wrong with it, absolutely. But it became something of a game, you know, something you kind of did out of a sense of obligation. You bought a gratitude journal because your friend did or because somebody told you you should. And then you caught up 5 days later because you forgot to put the first day and the second day and the third day. You know, it was just sort of a task that you had. You did it because, let's be honest, you did it because Oprah told you you should. That's why we all did it. I recently reread a book that I absolutely love. It's called Gratitude by Diana Butler Bass, in which she talks about this idea of obligation to be grateful because it's what we're expected to do, and how it differs from true, intense gratitude. How many people, think Thanksgiving, this is such a good example. How many people have a Thanksgiving tradition of going around the table before the meal and saying what you're grateful for? Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, in all honesty, how many people love that exercise and truly love it? You know, can't wait for their turn to express their gratitude for the things that, bless you, you are in the minority. You know, most people, you talk to most people and they're going, oh, gee, we got to do that. I can't think of anything. Oh, and he just took my thing. Oh, darn. And, you know, it's this sort of thing. And what she said, I love what she said. She said that the gratitude ritual before Thanksgiving dinner, before beginning Thanksgiving dinner, feels more like a turkey hostage situation than a spiritual exercise in grace. You know, no turkey until you take your turn saying what you're grateful for. So, you know, ask yourself, when you say you are grateful, are you really, truly grateful? Is your unyielding faith so complete that your heart is full to bursting with gratitude even before your miracle has manifested in the physical world? This is the gratitude to the power of unyielding faith. And that's what you need to multiply those initial pieces by. Gratitude, the power of unyielding faith. So, one more time. Focused intention plus emotion to the power, third power, expanding, enhanced, elevated emotion, plus belief, all multiplied by gratitude to the power of unyielding faith equals the manifestation of miracles. Now, I also want to honor the fact that the talk title is today is Quantum Physics and the Art of Manifesting Miracles. That's actually the name of the follow-up course for Shortcut to a Miracle, but I was in a hurry, so it sounds like a good title. So I do want to tie in the quantum piece before we're done for today. Where does quantum physics come into this equation? Now, the quantum physics is in the shortcut class. It's there through the entire class. The quantum physics principles are there. Well, basically, this equation and the class is informed by the quantum principles of entanglement and the observer effect. But it's also essentially a somewhat deconstructed version of religious science prayer, which is why I think it works. It's both religious science prayer and it's quantum physics principles put into an equation and a formula, which is why I love working with it. Quickly, I don't need to give you a whole course of quantum physics in 5 minutes. The observer effect is the key element here. It's in quantum physics, the observer effect basically says that everything in the universe is energy, and that energy exists as a wave until it is observed, at which time it collapses into a specific reality or outcome. Okay, what does observed mean? Well, it just means choosing. Okay, it's infinite possibility until it's observed, until a thought interacts with it. Let's say if everything is a wave until it's observed, that a physical floor doesn't even exist until we choose to create that floor so we can put our foot down on it. You know, that's actually what quantum physics observer effect is talking about. Nothing is there until we expect it to be. So focused intention allows us to access that quantum field, observe by choosing what we want to have manifest in our life. Belief amplifies that intention. So the observer effect is operating in the first half of the equation, okay? Then we get to the equal sign. And the second half of the equation, what's operating there is quantum entanglement. What does that mean? It simply says that everything is interconnected. So our connection to the divine is a given, and it allows us to co-create with God every moment of every day. And gratitude and unyielding faith increase, amplify, add to that connection that we already have to the divine. And so we're using the principle of entanglement to our advantage in the second part of the equation, okay? It's a very simplified equation and a very simplified explanation, and we get into it much greater depth in the class, obviously. But I just also wanted to point out that when we get into class 2, if we ever get there, the equation doesn't just stop there. The bonus is that from a spiritual perspective, you can use the equation also as a consciousness-raising tool. So that's actually kind of a teaser for the follow-up class. The equation amplifies your ability to co-create with God and create things that are above and beyond what you've already experienced. It doesn't just get you the lottery win or whatever it is that you think you want. It also gets you the lottery win, the new job, the manifestation of a dream vacation. It gets you all of it. You raise your consciousness and you don't just get the one thing. You get everything. You don't just get the one abundance manifestation. You get everything in your life starts becoming far more abundant. And then it starts to kind of move into other areas of your life. You start out with abundance, but that consciousness starts getting contagious, and pretty soon you're getting everything you want in relationships and everything that you want in career and everything that you want in health. And it spreads, and it's the most incredible, uplifting, powerful experience that you can possibly ever have. You become a miracle-making machine, and it's automatic. You're on autopilot by that point, and it's absolutely amazing. I want to see as many people in this class as possible. I want to experience your miracles with you. I'm going to talk to Elizabeth. I'll see if I can get her to drop in. She drops in on the classes once in a while. I don't know if I can get her to do it or not. She's getting up in years, and she's in Florida, so she has to zoom in with a 3-hour difference. It's pretty late for her, but. This is where we're going with Shortcut to a Miracle, and this is a journey on which I would like to invite you to join me. That was an awkward sentence, but it was a sincere one. Thank you.
So this is a special song for me. I sang this song with my father as a duet on my 21st birthday at karaoke. So. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves the soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger and never aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snows, lies the seed that with the sun's love in spring becomes the rose.
Take a deep breath in. That's the feeling. That's E3, E to the third power. So harness that. We've done that several times today. So know that's within you. That's what feeling is. It's that sense of that energy, that sense of purpose and intention. Thank you so much, Linda, for a beautiful talk and a healthy, wonderful reminder. Appreciate it. Beautiful music, Christina and ChristineEssa. That was wonderful. Beautiful. Well done. And Angelina, thank you. You did beautifully with the quote. I'm going to touch on that in the end. But we'll have our greeters come forward. We're going to offer gratitude. So feel it as you put the gratitude, your donation, your tithing into the plate. And know that this is only the beginning. You get everything you're looking for, but then you learn to create with a heart consciousness what our whole planet needs together. We talk about a healthy environment. We talk about ending poverty. We talk about living into a seriously advanced consciousness. That's what it's about. That's thriving in harmony. And that's what we can do together. So let's offer our wonderful tithing, our efforts of generosity. And we're going to take what we have in our hands and we're going to say it with feeling today. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive with infinite gratitude. So it is.
I just want to say a few words about the next song. you will see that it is assured, but it's not assured. It should be, the song that I'm playing is Come in Peace. And the first song that I played was also related to this song because it's Klezmer music. It's the traditional music of the Jewish people. And Come in Peace was composed by Giora Feidman, who is a clarinetist, who is probably now about 88 years old and still touring the world, playing his clarinet. So I thought that this is very appropriate music because in the next few days will be the Jewish Passover.
Thank you very much, Benny. We offer our gratitude for all of your generosity as we move forward in creating this world together. So thank you very much. Blessings. Thank you. Angelina?
Oh my. What a talk. What an energy. Feel that energy in your heart. That is your energy. That is that peace and that love and that enthusiasm to go forward in your power. It's your power. And I am so grateful for all the wisdom that has been shared, for all the feelings that have been felt in this room, this safe container we are all in, and for all that goes forward from here. Draw that into your week, into your life. It's already in you. Just live it, manifest it. And in gratitude, I release this for all to be in that space within themselves. Great music, too. Thank you. Thanks to all the people that participated in this beautiful service today, to the message that was given, to all the people that help constantly, that giving is receiving. And we release this into those arms of love, of God, of peace. So it is.
So if you choose to stand, you can, or watch the words, but this is a special song from ChristineEssa to close us out. Here we go.
Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. Joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one, and together we rise. Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. Joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one, and together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together. Sing the whole thing again from the top. Here we go. Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. Joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one, and together we rise. Let's rise, rise up. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Love, peace, and joy. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise.
Go forth and rise together, knowing we can create anything we want through the power of intention, gratitude, and faith. Have a great day.